Hollywood or broadly Western media can still be viewed as a continuation of the imperial domain. It shapes global narratives through its own cultural and aesthetic lens. The way it depicts the East are mostly absurd and filtered through Western imagination rather than authenticity. So, however, instead of focusing on older and basic examples, I would like to mention a recent one that sparked online debate. And yeah, as obvious, Christopher Nolan's upcoming film, The Odyssey. So, when footage of the costumes started to drop, some were shocked, because the designs are unmistakably historically inaccurate. They are far removed from the historical Mycenaean period they are meant to represent. So, I think this is also significant because those dynasties, I mean, I'm talking about Corinthian, Mycenaean, or any dynasties in the rest of the ancient Greek. So those dynasties themselves were regarded as the part of the West. We see the misrepresentation of the so-called Western dynasties, and I think it is kind of friendly fire. And at first glance, one might think there's nothing wrong with it, because that's what an ancient Greek soldier looks like. But however, this is entirely inaccurate since the depiction reflects the Corinthian imagery, whereas the Odysseus was Mycenaean. And yes, I have found this. Yeah. Also, now we have this image from the Nolan's latest trailer. We see Agamemnon with his gigajet helmet. So now we have tons of memes about this helmet. There are some memes about associating it with the gigajet, as I said earlier, associating it with the Batman or Warhammer 4K. So I wasn't expecting this, and I was expecting something like this. So I wasn't expecting some Mycenaean representations, but so this is also a surprise for me. And yeah, I have found this on Reddit. So this shows the inspirations of Matt Damon's costume. So they are those inspirations from classical and Hellenistic pottery. So yeah, but authentic Mycenaean armor was made of bronze plates, and they were looked like a tubular cuirass, and helmets commonly featured boars' tusks rather than the traditional red plumes seen in the popular depictions. If you were scrolling too much when this Matt Damon's photo dropped, you might have come across with this new historically accurate Odysseus, sorry. And so culture productions, whether it is a novel, art, music, or cinema, are never separate from the imperial power. We deduce that literature and art don't just reflect empire, they sustain it by normalizing its values and aesthetics. And when we look at the Nolan's upcoming film, The Odyssey, this makes sense. The film is completely shaped by Western, Hollywood-driven aesthetics, and they are far removed from any historical or Mycenaean authenticity. And this isn't just a design choice. It is a reflection of what Said would call the cultural dominance. And by aestheticizing a Greek epic through the lens of modern Western ideals, as we also see, in the Troy, Nolan's The Odyssey transforms a local ancient narrative into globalized, marketable product that privileges Western sensibilities. So this is a form of cultural imperialism in the site's terms, and this is a process where dominant cultures rewrite others to fit their own image. And ultimately, what happens here is not just the artistic adaptation, it's a continuation of the imperial deeds. So the forgotten culture becomes a silent background while Western aesthetics speak louder. So the past is retold, not to understand it, but to possess it.